As John Lennon once said, there are two basic motivating forces, fear and love. When we're afraid, we pull back from life. When we are in love, we open up to all that life has to offer with passion, excitement, and acceptance. This insight holds a timeless truth that resonates deeply with the essence of being human. Fear, in its many forms, restricts us, confining us to small spaces, limited possibilities, and narrow perspectives. It creates walls around us, walls that often go unnoticed but become the boundaries of our existence. Fear can shrink our world until we are merely existing within the confines of survival, stuck in a loop of repetitive thoughts and actions, unable to break free. Love, however, does the exact opposite. Love is the force that expands us, opens us up to new horizons, and unlocks the vast potential within. Love gives us the courage to step beyond the safety of the known, to embrace the unknown, and to engage with life fully, with all its uncertainties, challenges, and rewards. But here's the thing, the system we live in, this highly structured, meticulously controlled system, is designed to keep us in a perpetual state of fear. It thrives on fear, feeds off it, and perpetuates it in 1,000 subtle and overt ways. From the time we are children, we are conditioned to fear failure, to fear rejection, to fear standing out, to fear not having enough, to fear not being enough. We are taught to conform, to follow the rules, to stay within the lines. We are conditioned to believe that security lies in doing what is expected, in fitting into the mold, in playing it safe. The fear of poverty, of not having enough money to survive, keeps us locked in jobs we don't love, lives we don't fully live, and routines that drain our spirit. The fear of judgment keeps us from expressing who we truly are, from stepping into our uniqueness, and from shining our light into the world. And the fear of failure keeps us from taking risks, from pursuing our dreams, and from living boldly. When fear dominates, we pull back from life, we withdraw into ourselves, becoming shadows of our true potential. We stop participating fully in the world, instead reacting to it, simply trying to get by day after day. Our choices become limited to what feels safe, what feels predictable, what feels familiar. We stop exploring, stop pushing boundaries, stop reaching for more. Our world becomes smaller, and so do we. And this isn't by accident. The system is designed to keep us in this fear-based state because it makes us easier to control. When we're afraid, we become more predictable, more compliant, more willing to stay in line. Fear keeps us locked in the cycle of survival, where our primary focus is on getting through the day, paying the bills, and avoiding risk. When we are operating from a place of fear, we don't question the system, we don't challenge it, we don't rebel against it. We simply play our part, following the script that has been laid out for us, never realizing that there is so much more to life. But love shatters that illusion. Love blows that loop of survival wide open. When you live from a place of love, you stop playing by the system's rules. You stop allowing fear to dictate your choices, your actions, and your future. Love liberates you from the constraints of fear and invites you to step fully into your life. It invites you to explore the fullness of your being, to embrace all that life has to offer, and to engage with the world from a place of openness and curiosity. Love allows you to see beyond the limitations that fear imposes and to recognize the infinite possibilities that exist all around you. When you are in love with life, with yourself, with the world, you become unstoppable. You no longer allow fear to control your decisions. You take risks, you follow your passions, you pursue your dreams, even when the outcome is uncertain. Love gives you the strength to face the unknown, to step into the void with confidence, knowing that whatever happens, you will be okay. Love allows you to trust in the process of life, to trust in yourself, and to trust that the universe has your back. Throughout history, the people who have truly changed the world, the people who have left a lasting impact on humanity, were not those who played it safe. They were not those who lived in fear, constantly pulling back from life. They were the ones who embraced life fully, who stepped into the unknown with open arms, who followed their passion and their purpose despite the risks, despite the challenges, despite the fear. They were the ones who chose love over fear, who believed in something greater than themselves, and who acted from that place of belief. Think of the great visionaries, the pioneers, the inventors, the artists, the activists. Every single one of them faced fear, but they didn't let it stop them. They didn't pull back from life when things got tough. Instead, they pushed forward, driven by their love for what they were doing, their love for the world, and their love for humanity. They understood that fear is not a reason to stop, it's a reason to keep going. They knew that on the other side of fear lies freedom, growth, and possibility. The system knows this as well. And that is why it continuously works to keep us from embracing life. It feeds us narratives of scarcity, lack, and limitation. It tells us that we are not enough, that we don't have enough, that the world is a dangerous place where we must always be on guard. It conditions us to believe that safety lies in conformity, in doing what is expected, in not rocking the boat. It tells us that happiness comes from accumulating things, from achieving external success, from fitting in. But these are lies. The truth is, real happiness, real fulfillment, real success come from embracing life fully, from living authentically, from following your heart and your intuition. The system doesn't want you to see your true potential. It doesn't want you to realize that you have the power to create your own reality. It doesn't want you to wake up to the truth of who you are, because once you do, you become uncontrollable. Once you realize that you are a creator, that you have the power to shape your life, that you are not a victim of circumstances, but a participant in the grand experiment of being, the system loses its hold on you. You stop being a cog in the machine, and you start living as a free, sovereign being. When you embrace love over fear, you start to see the world differently. You start to see opportunities where you once saw obstacles. You start to see beauty where you once saw chaos. You start to see potential where you once saw limitations. Love expands your vision, your awareness, your consciousness. It allows you to tap into the infinite potential that exists within you and all around you. It connects you to the greater whole, to the collective consciousness, to the divine. When you live from a place of love, you stop worrying about what other people think, about whether you fit in, about whether you are doing things right. You stop trying to control every outcome and instead allow life to unfold in its own perfect way. You stop needing to know all the answers and start trusting in the mystery of existence. You stop clinging to the familiar and start exploring the unknown. You stop playing small and start living large. You stop pulling back from life and start embracing it with everything you've got. This is the power of love. It frees you, it empowers you, it opens you up to the truth of who you are and the truth of what life is really about. It invites you to participate fully in the grand experiment of being, to step into your power as a creator, and to live a life of passion, purpose, and joy. Let's take a moment to examine the world we live in. We are constantly offered small pleasures, tiny indulgences designed to keep us distracted, a night out at the movies, a shopping spree at the mall, a weekend getaway to a carefully curated vacation destination. These are the little escapes we cling to, the moments of enjoyment that we wait for after long days and weeks of work. But is this really living? Is this what it means to participate fully in the human experience? The system we live in presents us with these enjoyment zones as if they are the essence of freedom, as if they are the reward for all the hard work and sacrifice we endure. But in reality, these pleasures are nothing more than distractions, carefully placed to keep us from questioning the deeper purpose of our lives. They give us the illusion of freedom, the illusion that we are in control of our lives, that we are living as we choose. But in truth, they are part of the program, a carefully designed system that keeps us confined to the same repetitive cycle, never allowing us to break free and experience life in its fullest, most authentic form. Real life, the kind of life that makes your heart race with excitement, that fills you with a sense of purpose, that leaves you breathless with awe, is not about working all week just so you can enjoy a few hours of so-called freedom on the weekend. It's not about spending your days in a job that drains your energy and stifles your creativity, only to reward yourself with a brief escape that brings you momentary relief from the monotony. It's not about waiting for retirement to finally start living, to finally do the things you've always wanted to do, only to find that by the time you get there, your body and spirit have been so worn down by years of conformity that you no longer have the energy or passion to pursue those dreams. Life, real life, is about excelling, about striving for greatness, about pushing the boundaries of what you thought was possible. It's about living each day with a sense of purpose, about fully embracing the experience of being alive. It's about waking up each morning with excitement and passion, knowing that you are on a journey of discovery and growth. Life is about stepping outside the confines of the system and asking the big questions: who am I? Why am I here? What am I truly capable of? It's about rejecting the idea that life is simply about survival, about getting through the day, and instead embracing the truth that life is a grand adventure filled with opportunities for growth, connection, and transformation. But the system doesn't want that. The system doesn't want you to think for yourself, to question the status quo, to realize your true potential. Instead, it gives you just enough to keep you comfortable, just enough to keep you content and complacent, but never enough to inspire you to break free. It offers you little pleasures to keep you distracted, to keep you from looking too deeply at the world around you, from asking the questions that might disrupt the carefully maintained order. It keeps you chasing after fleeting moments of enjoyment, never allowing you to see that there is so much more to life than the temporary highs you get from a new purchase or a weekend escape. Even the paths that are presented to us as avenues for enlightenment or spiritual growth are often traps, leading us in circles without ever offering true liberation. Many of the spiritual movements and self-help philosophies that are popular today promise freedom, promise a deeper connection with the self and the universe, but in reality, they are just another layer of the system keeping us locked in a state of inaction. We are encouraged to meditate, to visualize, to focus on positive thinking, all the while ignoring the deeper systemic issues that keep us from true freedom. We are told that if we just think the right thoughts, everything will fall into place. But what we are really doing is chasing illusions of freedom, never actually finding it. Consider the education system, for example. This is one of the most obvious ways in which the system works to dull the mind, to homogenize thought, and to prevent individuals from reaching their full potential. Education, which should be a pathway to enlightenment and self-discovery, has instead been turned into a mechanism of control designed to produce conformity rather than creativity. It has been systematically engineered to suppress independent thought, to teach children not to question but to follow orders, to memorize rather than to think critically. From a young age, we are taught to stay within the lines, to follow the rules, to regurgitate information without truly understanding it. The system discourages innovation, stifles curiosity, and prevents young minds from reaching beyond the limitations imposed upon them. Recent changes in the education system have made this clearer than ever. The focus is no longer on rewarding excellence, on encouraging students to strive for greatness, to push the limits of their knowledge and abilities. Instead, everyone is given a participation prize regardless of their effort or achievement. This is done under the guise of fairness to avoid hurting the feelings of those who don't achieve, but in reality, it serves a much darker purpose. By refusing to recognize and reward high achievers, the system sends the message that mediocrity is acceptable, that everyone is the same, and that no one should stand out. It teaches young people that there is no point in striving for greatness because it will not be acknowledged or rewarded. This effectively suppresses the potential of high achievers, ensuring that the majority never realize their true capabilities. In doing so, the system homogenizes society, creating a population of individuals who believe that they are no different from anyone else, who never question whether they could be more, do more, achieve more. It conditions people to believe that they are not capable of greatness, that they should be content with mediocrity, with simply getting by. And when people believe this, they become easy to control. They stop dreaming big, they stop questioning, they stop pushing the boundaries of what is possible. They become cogs in the machine, playing their part without ever realizing that they could be so much more. This is the great tragedy of our time, that so many people go through life never realizing their true potential, never understanding that they are capable of so much more than the system allows them to believe. They accept the distractions, the little pleasures, the illusions of freedom, never realizing that they are being kept from something far greater. They follow the paths that have been laid out for them, never stepping off the beaten track to explore the possibilities that lie beyond. But it doesn't have to be this way. You have the power to break free from the system, to reject the distractions, the mediocrity, the conformity, and to step into your true potential. You have the power to live fully, to experience life in all its richness, its depth, its complexity. You have the power to excel, to push the boundaries of what is possible, to create a life that is truly your own. All it takes is the courage to step outside the system, to question the narratives that have been fed to you, and to embrace the full experience of being alive. The system will continue to offer you distractions. It will continue to give you just enough to keep you comfortable, but the choice is yours. Will you accept the little pleasures it offers, or will you reach for something greater? Will you settle for mediocrity, or will you strive for excellence? Will you continue to play the part that has been assigned to you, or will you step into the fullness of your potential? The choice is yours. At the core of everything that is happening around us, we are not simply dealing with a social or political struggle. What we are truly facing is a spiritual battle. A battle for our very souls and the essence of what it means to be human. The distractions, the control mechanisms, the fear-based propaganda, and the subtle forms of manipulation are all designed to keep us disconnected from our true spiritual essence. These tools are used to keep us from discovering the profound truth that lies within each of us, that we are powerful, creative beings capable of shaping our reality and transcending the limitations of the material world. The system doesn't want you to realize this. It doesn't want you to connect with the deeper, more meaningful aspects of existence, because once you do, you become a threat. You become free. When you wake up to the truth of who you are, when you see beyond the illusions that have been placed before you, you become impossible to control. You no longer play by the system's rules. You no longer allow fear to dictate your life. Instead, you operate from a place of love, compassion, and self-awareness. And this is exactly what the system fears most: a population of awakened individuals who see through the lies, who reject the manipulation, and who choose to live in alignment with their true spiritual nature. This is why the system works so hard to keep us distracted, divided, and disconnected. It does not want you to discover your power, because when you do, you no longer need the system. You no longer look to external authority for validation, approval, or direction. You become sovereign. The so-called spiritual paths that many of us are led down are often not what they seem. They promise enlightenment, freedom, and a deeper connection to the divine, but in reality, they often lead us further from the truth rather than closer to it. Many of these paths are part of the system itself, designed to keep us chasing illusions while never actually reaching the destination. Take, for example, the obsession with solitary meditation that has become so prevalent in certain spiritual circles. Meditation can indeed be a powerful tool for self-discovery and inner peace, but if you spend your entire life in isolation, seeking oneness only within yourself, you miss out on the richness of life that exists all around you. You miss out on the human connections that are essential to your growth and development. You miss out on the shared experiences, the relationships, and the interactions that deepen your understanding of what it means to be alive. True spiritual growth does not come from withdrawing from the world, from turning inward and shutting out everything around you. It comes from engaging with life fully, from participating in the grand adventure of existence. It comes from being present in the here and now, from interacting with others, from facing the challenges and joys of life head-on. The truth is, you cannot truly grow spiritually if you are hiding from the world, if you are isolating yourself from the very experiences that are designed to help you evolve. Spiritual growth happens when you are out in the world, living, learning, loving, and experiencing all that life has to offer. Many of us spend our lives searching for oneness, believing that true enlightenment means merging with the cosmos, becoming one with all that is, and losing ourselves in the vastness of the universe. We are told that the ultimate goal is to transcend the physical, to escape the limitations of the body, and to dissolve into the infinite. But here's the irony: when you achieve that state of oneness, when you become everything, it is profoundly lonely. There is no conversation, no interaction, no relationship, no experience, because you are everything. You already know everything. You already understand everything. You have no need to learn, to grow, to interact, because you are complete in and of yourself. In this state, there is no duality, no separation, and therefore no experience. And so we come into this life to experience duality. We come here to experience the joy, the challenge, and the beauty of interacting with others. We come here to learn, to grow, to feel, to love, and to connect. Without duality, without the separation between self and other, between subject and object, there can be no experience. And experience, my friends, is why we are here. We did not come into this life to escape it. We did not come here to transcend it or to avoid it. We came here to live it. We came here to experience all that it has to offer: the highs and the lows, the pleasures and the pains, the joys and the sorrows. It is through these experiences that we grow, that we evolve, and that we come to understand the deeper truths of existence. Without the contrast that duality provides, there can be no growth. If you were all-knowing, all-seeing, all-powerful from the moment you arrived, there would be nothing to learn, nothing to explore, nothing to discover. It is the very fact that we do not know, that we are limited, that we are separated, that makes the experience of life so meaningful. Think about it. If you already knew everything, if you were already one with the universe, what would there be to do? What would be the purpose of living? Where would the excitement, the adventure, the joy come from? The truth is, the joy of life comes from the not knowing. It comes from the mystery, the uncertainty, the discovery. It comes from the experience of becoming rather than simply being. This is why we are here, to experience the journey of becoming, to experience the unfolding of life in all its forms, to learn and grow through the challenges and triumphs that duality presents. This is not to say that oneness is not a beautiful and profound state to experience. It is, but it is not the ultimate goal of life. It is not the reason we are here. We did not come to this earth to escape from it or to dissolve into the cosmos. We came here to live, to engage, to connect, and to create. We came here to experience the beauty of duality, the richness of relationships, and the joy of interaction. We came here to grow through our experiences, to learn through our challenges, and to evolve through our connections with others. When you focus solely on achieving oneness, on merging with the divine, you are missing out on the richness of the human experience. You are missing out on the relationships that teach you about love, compassion, empathy, and understanding. You are missing out on the challenges that help you develop strength, resilience, and perseverance. You are missing out on the beauty of life itself, the taste of food, the sound of music, the feel of the wind on your skin, the laughter of a child, the warmth of a hug. These are the things that make life worth living. These are the experiences that shape you, that mold you, that help you become the person you are meant to be. Yes, there is value in meditation and contemplation and seeking inner peace, but do not let these practices take you away from the world. Do not let them isolate you from the very experiences that are designed to help you grow. Remember that you are here to live, to experience, to connect, and to create. You are here to participate in the grand adventure of life, not to retreat from it. So let go of the idea that enlightenment means escaping from the world. Let go of the belief that spiritual growth comes from isolation and withdrawal. Embrace the truth that life is meant to be lived fully, with passion, with purpose, and with love. Engage with the world around you. Connect with the people you meet. Learn from the experiences you have. This is where true spiritual growth happens, not in isolation, but in the richness of life itself. Life is not about accumulating knowledge, wealth, or material possessions. It's about the experience, the full and rich experience of being alive. It's about tasting the sweetness of a ripe piece of fruit, feeling the warmth of the sun as it bathes your skin in light, hearing the laughter of a loved one that echoes in your heart long after the moment has passed. It's about standing still and witnessing the delicate beauty of a butterfly as it flutters through the air, reminding you of the fragility and wonder of existence. Life is about the small, often overlooked moments, the subtle joys, the fleeting emotions, the quiet connections that fill our days with meaning. It's not about what you have, but how you feel, how you connect, how you engage with the world around you. The truth is, we often get caught up in the endless pursuit of wealth, status, and intellectual achievement. We are conditioned to believe that the more we accumulate, the more fulfilled we will become. We think that if we just reach that next milestone, whether it's a promotion, a certain salary, or a new level of expertise, we will finally be happy, we will finally be content. But this is an illusion. The more we chase after these external markers of success, the more we realize that they cannot fill the emptiness we feel inside. They cannot provide the deep sense of fulfillment we are truly seeking. Instead, the more we accumulate, the more hollow we often feel. Imagine for a moment if every person on this planet were suddenly given unlimited wealth. Imagine that they could buy anything they wanted, travel anywhere, live in the grandest homes, and wear the finest clothes. At first, they might feel exhilarated, thrilled by the sudden freedom and luxury that wealth affords. They might indulge in every desire, purchasing all the things they had once dreamed of, traveling to the farthest corners of the earth, and experiencing the lavish lifestyle they had always imagined would bring them happiness. But after a while, that thrill would fade. The excitement would wear off. The new car, the sprawling mansion, the designer clothes, these things would start to lose their shine. With nothing left to chase, no goals to strive for, and no challenges to overcome, they would begin to feel bored, disillusioned, even empty. They would come to realize that material wealth does not bring lasting happiness. It does not fill the void within. It does not give life meaning. Even knowledge, which we often prize as a higher form of achievement, can leave us feeling unfulfilled when pursued for the wrong reasons. We think that if we just learn more, if we just gather enough information, we will finally understand the mysteries of life, we will finally have control over our destiny. But the more we accumulate knowledge, the more we realize how much we don't know. The more we seek certainty, the more elusive it becomes. In the end, intellectual achievement, like material wealth, can leave us feeling empty if it is pursued solely for the sake of accumulation. The point of life is not to have more. It is to be more, to be present, to be engaged, to be alive in every moment. Life is about experiencing the world around you in all its richness and diversity. It's about the smell of the earth after a rainstorm, the sound of birdsong in the morning, the feel of a loved one's hand in yours. It's about the quiet moments of reflection, the deep conversations that touch your soul, and the spontaneous bursts of laughter that remind you of the joy of simply being. We live in a culture that often measures success by what we have, by the size of our bank accounts, the number of degrees we hold, the prestige of our careers. But the truth is, real success, real fulfillment, comes not from what we accumulate, but from how deeply we experience life. It comes from how connected we feel to ourselves, to others, and to the world around us. It comes from how fully we allow ourselves to be present in each moment, how open we are to the beauty and wonder that life offers. The richness of life is not found in things. It is found in the depth of our relationships, in the beauty of nature, in the sensations that awaken our senses, and in the emotions that stir our souls. It is found in the moments of connection when we truly see another person, when we feel understood, when we share in the joys and sorrows of those around us. It is found in the simple pleasures, the warmth of a cup of tea, the comfort of a soft blanket, the peace of a quiet evening spent with loved ones. If we spend our lives chasing after wealth, status, and intellectual achievement, we may find that we are missing out on the true essence of life. We may find that in our pursuit of more, we have lost sight of what really matters. We may find that despite all we have accumulated, we are still yearning for something deeper, something more meaningful. The more we accumulate, the more we come to realize that these things, wealth, possessions, even knowledge, are not the point. They are not what give life meaning. The more we have, the more we may feel that something is missing, that despite all our achievements, we are still searching for something that cannot be found in the material world. What we are truly searching for is connection. Connection to ourselves, to others, and to the world around us. What we are truly searching for is the experience of life in all its fullness, the joy, the sorrow, the beauty, the pain. What we are truly searching for is the feeling of being fully alive, of being present in each moment, of embracing the wonder and mystery of existence. So let go of the idea that life is about accumulating more. Let go of the belief that happiness can be found in wealth, possessions, or status. Instead, focus on being more. Focus on experiencing life in all its richness and diversity. Focus on the connections you make, the beauty you see, the emotions you feel. Focus on the present moment, for that is where life truly happens. Life is not about having, it's about being. It's about tasting the sweetness of fruit, feeling the warmth of the sun on your skin, hearing the laughter of a loved one, and witnessing the beauty of a butterfly as it flutters by. It's about the joy of connection, the depth of emotion, and the richness of sensory experience. When you live from this place, when you embrace the fullness of life, you will find that you are truly rich not in the material sense, but in the deepest, most meaningful sense of the word. You will find that you are living a life that is full, that is vibrant, that is deeply satisfying. And in the end, that is the only kind of wealth that truly matters. The system has masterfully convinced us that accumulating things, whether it's money, knowledge, or social status, is the key to success, to happiness, and to a meaningful life. We are programmed from birth to believe that the more we have, the more valuable we are. We are conditioned to measure our worth by external markers like the size of our bank accounts, the prestige of our careers, or the degrees and accolades we amass. This, we are told, is the path to fulfillment. But here's the truth: this is just another form of control. It's another way to keep us tethered to a system that thrives on our constant pursuit of more, keeping us running on a hamster wheel, forever chasing the next goal, the next accomplishment, the next milestone. We are told that we need to prove ourselves, that our value lies in what we possess, in how much we know, and in how others perceive us. This constant chase creates the illusion of progress, but it is nothing more than a distraction from the deeper truth of who we are. We are taught to seek out these external markers of achievement, to use them as a measure of our worth, but what happens when you strip all of that away? What happens when the possessions, the titles, the degrees, and the social status are gone, and you are left with just yourself? No masks, no roles, no accolades, just you standing bare before the world with nothing to hide behind. What then? That's when you find the real truth. That's when you are confronted with the essence of who you are, without the layers of societal conditioning, without the distractions of material accumulation. The system wants you to believe that who you are is not enough. It wants you to believe that your worth comes from outside of you, that you need to constantly strive to be more, to do more, to do more, to have more. It wants you to be dependent on it for your sense of self-worth, to rely on external validation to feel good about yourself. This is how it keeps you under control. This is how it ensures that you stay within the boundaries it has set, never questioning, never seeking, never realizing the deeper truth. But when you strip all of that away, when you let go of the need for external validation, something miraculous happens. You realize that the only truth that ever mattered, the only thing you will ever truly know, is yourself. Everything else, every piece of information, every rule, every system is just someone else's opinion, someone else's construct. It's not the truth, it's a story, a narrative that has been designed to keep you in line. When you strip away the layers of conditioning, when you peel back the programming that has been drilled into you from childhood, when you dissolve the fear that has been used to control you, what remains is your true essence. And that essence is the only truth that matters. This is where real freedom lies. True liberation comes not from accumulating more, but from realizing that you are already enough. You don't need the system's approval. You don't need the world's accolades. You don't need to prove your worth to anyone. Your value comes from within, from the very fact that you exist, that you are a unique expression of consciousness, a being of infinite potential. You are the key to your own liberation. You hold the power to free yourself from the chains that have bound you, the chains of societal expectations, the chains of fear, the chains of fear, the chains of self-doubt. This realization is profoundly empowering, but it can also be terrifying. We have spent so much of our lives identifying with the roles we play, the masks we wear, and the possessions we accumulate. We have been taught to seek comfort and security in these external markers, and so when they are stripped away, we can feel vulnerable, exposed, and unsure of who we really are. But this is the doorway to awakening. It is in this moment of vulnerability, in this space of not knowing, that the truth of who you are begins to emerge. It is here, in the emptiness, that you begin to discover your true power. Your true essence has been there all along, waiting for you to uncover it. It has been hidden beneath the layers of societal conditioning, buried under the programming that has kept you in a state of compliance. But it is there, pulsing quietly beneath the surface, waiting for you to remember. When you do, when you finally reconnect with that essence, you realize that everything you've been searching for, freedom, fulfillment, happiness, has been within you all along. It was never outside of you. It was never something to be earned or acquired. It was something to be remembered, something to be realized. This journey of self-realization is not about adding more to yourself. It's not about becoming someone else. It's about stripping away everything that is not you. It's about letting go of the false identities, the limiting beliefs, and the fear-based conditioning that have clouded your vision of who you truly are. It's about peeling back the layers of illusion until all that remains is your pure, unconditioned self, the self that existed before the world told you who to be, before the system programmed you to conform. When you reach this place, when you stand in the truth of who you are, you realize that nothing outside of you has the power to define you. You are no longer a product of the system's control. You are no longer bound by its rules. You are free. And in that freedom, you begin to see the world differently. You begin to understand that the accumulation of material possessions, the pursuit of status and knowledge, the need for external validation, these are all distractions from the real journey, the journey of self-discovery. The system tells you that you need more money, more success, more recognition, but the truth is you need less. You need to let go of the need for approval, the need for accumulation, the need to fit into a mold that was never meant for you. When you do, you will find that life becomes simpler, more peaceful, and infinitely more fulfilling. You will find that the joy you've been seeking outside of yourself has been within you all along. This is the ultimate truth: you are enough. You always have been. The journey is not about becoming something more, but about remembering who you already are. It's about stepping into your own power, trusting in your own inner wisdom, and living from a place of authenticity and love. Everything else, the roles, the possessions, the achievements, are just illusions, temporary markers on the path of life. They are not who you are. When you let go of the need for them, when you stand bare before the world, you will discover the only truth that ever mattered: yourself. And in that truth, you will find the freedom and the liberation that you have always been seeking.